Ramaswamy, I'll quit Colorado, the primary, if Donald Trump is not included. I'd be okay with that. I don't know who you're voting for, but that's okay. You want to quit? Quit. Free country. But Vivek Ramaswamy has pledged to withdraw from the Colorado primary following a recent court ruling. Go ahead.
They have just tried to bar President Trump from the Colorado ballot using an unconstitutional maneuver that is a bastardization of the 14th Amendment to our U.S. Constitution. This was a provision, Section 3, that was designed to bar Confederate members, people who switched to the Confederacy, from actually being able to serve. That's very different than what's at issue here, to say the least. This is a hollowed out husk of what the country was built on. The basic principle that we, the people, select our leadership, not the unelected elite class in the back of palace halls. That's old world Europe, not the United States. That's why I'm making a pledge today that I will withdraw. I pledge to withdraw from the Colorado GOP primary ballot unless and until Trump's name is restored. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Chris Christie and Nikki Haley do the same thing, or else these Republicans are simply complicit in this unconstitutional attack on the way we conduct our constitutional republic.
Well, I don't know if Chris Christie is complicit, but I know he said that he was getting on his nerves. Remember at that debate, he said,
Yeah, he said he's the most obnoxious blowhard in the country. Those are his exact words.
Yeah, so I don't think they're on speaking terms, and I don't know that he's going to hear the challenge, but he made it. Ramaswamy, who has pushed conspiracy theories about the Capitol attack, the September 11th attacks, and great replacement theory, has frequently been complimentary of Trump, even while running against him. And while Ramaswamy is blaming Democratic judges for kicking Trump off the Colorado ballot, it was actually an effort by a group of Republicans that set these circumstances in motion. Yep, that's what happened. Now, here's how we got here. September, a Washington, D.C.-based watchdog group, Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics, CREW, filed a lawsuit on behalf of 6 Republican and unaffiliated voters in Colorado that claimed Trump had breached that clause due to his actions surrounding the January 6, 2021 Capitol attack. ABC News with the reporting. The ruling follows a months-long challenge in Colorado to Trump's ballot eligibility under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, a Civil War-era constitutional clause that deems former office holders ineligible from holding office again if they took an oath to support the Constitution and then engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the United States. Not a lawyer, it seems clear. Colorado Supreme Court's majority on Tuesday reversed a lower court's decision that the president was not an officer of the U.S. under the Constitution, and therefore Section 3 of the 14th Amendment did not apply. Now, the ruling also denied Trump's appeal on 11 issues and found that his actions on January 6, including a speech outside the White House that morning, were not protected by the First Amendment. In a 4-3 ruling that will soon be appealed, and that is likely to inspire fierce criticism from Trump supporters and vocal applause from those who have condemned his behavior around January 6, a majority of Colorado's 7 justices wrote that the former president engaged in insurrection. The justices stayed their ruling until January 4th, pending an appeal. Again, I'm not a lawyer. There's a lot of, it seems like, parsing of words. The Constitution, I love it when people say this, post-Civil War, this clause, right? That's what it related to. Who cares? There's no expiration date on it, is there? I don't think there is. Not a lawyer. I don't know what decision is correct, but I know it's going to head to, if they could get Clarence Thomas off of the billionaire's boat, yacht, whatever, he's going to have to come back and discuss this with his colleagues, okay? That's what's going to happen here. But I do think, Jackson, it's ironic that Donald Trump is being, for now, right? I know there's a stay and appeal and all this other stuff that'll be contemplated. For now, you're off the ballot because you don't qualify to be president again based on the Constitution, that document, the same one that he used when he falsely referenced that President Obama wasn't born in this country. Let me see your birth certificate. And he did it to try to keep him off the ballot. He said he shouldn't even be in the race, shouldn't be allowed to run.
That's a good
find
point.
Irony in that.
Yeah.
That's why he said it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and well, just the irony in that, and is also that based on the rationale that Vivek gave, people should be allowed to do whatever they want, so long as they're running for president or so long as they were president. Nothing matters. We should just give people the right to choose. Which basically, I mean, if that's your logic, then anything goes. Absolutely nothing matters. But then if that's your logic, then how can you whine and complain about, again, like you point, oh, Obama wasn't born. Yes, he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, he was. Obama is an American citizen. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have been able to be president. But also, can we please just say that Vivek is, oh my God, just the most, yes, Chris Christie, you were right, the most annoying blowhard in the country. Why are you even running for president? I don't even know why he's in the race. It's like, bro, you're a billionaire, you're very successful. You don't have anything really to gain from this other than FaceTime, and people don't like you. You know, you're not well received. Republicans really don't like you, other than, oh, he kisses Trump's behind. That's the only thing Vivek really has going for himself. But at the end of the day, we're talking about a man, Donald Trump, who breaks laws the same way that he breathes. He has 91 felonies. None of those have to be there. You know, if he would have just given those documents back, he would have avoided many of those felonies. And then every single day he goes outside and curses the judges and the prosecutors. So it's like, you are just losing and losing and losing in court. And even if, let's say the Supreme Court overturns this or whatever, we got to wait and see what happens. But this is just encouragement for more people to drop the gavel on Trump. His criminal trials haven't even begun yet. And, you know, in my opinion, this really is going to end up being a huge problem for Donald Trump when it actually comes to people showing up to vote for him. Yeah. He's just in a bad position. He just is.
He is. He's twisted in knots. And I'm going to tell you something here, okay? You're right. This decision is giving hostages in the Republican Party, okay, who've been radicalized, indoctrinated by their captor, Donald Trump. It's actually giving them an opportunity to escape, right? It's like the SWAT team shows up. They've got the perp on the line. He's a little distracted, or her, and they try to usher them out. They've picked the lock and they can get them out the back door. You just have to take advantage. Now, if we tell you, run, come on, and you just stay your behind back there, we're leading you to water. I don't know. Why won't you drink? But the
kind of
simple,
like jumping off the dive. I was just going to say, kind of like jumping off the diving board and showing people it's not as scary as it seems. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's a race to the bottom between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. It typically is when it comes to incumbent elections, when an incumbent's up for re-election. But we still got quite a bit. So I would encourage people to not get too caught up in the polls. Go touch some grass, go hang out with some friends and family. You know what I'm saying? Don't get too caught up in the polls just yet. Don't freak out just yet.
Well, we're going to go to break in a moment, but I wrote something down. You say a lot of profound things. I think many of them could end up on a T-shirt. I think you make money and put them out there because you say profound things. And what I wrote down is perhaps the single most hurtful thing that a child would utter to another child on the playground. And yet it's true. Vivek, correct me if I'm wrong, Jackson, Ramaswamy, nobody liked you. That's, as a kid, nobody liked you.
For real.
It's true. It's true.
He could have just stayed rich and stayed to himself.
Yeah. And have, socialites and women talk behind his back after they get off the date with him like, he's rich, but I can't take it anymore, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what's happening.
He's insufferable.
All right. He's insufferable.